mean to sound like that guy, should have been here yesterday. It's been offshore for 2 months, basically, so it's been an unbelievable 2022. We've had a bunch of swell, and it's pretty much been offshore all year. That said, we do have great swell coming at us, and the energy's still there from the swell. We just need this wind to cooperate a little bit. We'll get through today, and yeah, looking better for the rest of the waiting period.
During the break, we saw Carissa Moore get off to an early start, just pumping down the line, looking to see if she's going to get a little bit of a critical section, and she puts a great turn on, redirects onto her backhand, and that score comes through as a 3.83 strider to kick things off for Carissa Moore.
This is a replay of Steph right here. You know, she is coming out with some fire right now after a slow start to the year with a no-show at the first event.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to see it all play out. But, I mean, before all that, what a heat this has got on our hands. I can't wait to see how this one goes down.
Carissa Moore up and riding, the 5-time world champion, the Olympic gold medalist, puts 2 turns together with so much speed and style. She'll kick out clean, so she's now getting a backup score on the board. Steph Gilmore opened up with a 6.33 for the 7-time world champion, hungry for that 8th world title.
That kind of small, kind of steep part of the wave, beautifully done.
And having a look back at the 6.5 here, Strider.
Yep, that was a nice opening turn, nice and smooth, but that, like you were talking about, that oncoming section, getting that ability and that opportunity to smash away on that thing. It's really, really fun to do as you're powering down the line, and then you come to that oncoming section and lay into it with that back foot and push as hard as you can.
And Carissa Moore, as we've been talking about International Women's Day coming up on March 8th, she is representing Rail Sun with that jersey on her back, as we see Steph now just firing away through to the inside section, nice and quick.
Surfing really well. Here's a replay. Stephanie Gilmore looking really smooth out there at the moment. A little fire under the feet, inspired. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, smooth is what we expect from her. You probably, like, looking at conditions, you know, she's not normally, wouldn't associate her with the kind of grindier conditions, but she's definitely got the motivation today, and the smoothness is there. It looks a little more lined up from the lower tide already, so, you know, let's see what we get.
Yeah, I like that call, that those conditions have just shaped up well enough to give some good contestable waves. I mean, she opened up with that 6.3. And so much action out here now as we're seeing T.Blanco representing the U.S., and she'll kick out of that first wave and get something under her feet against 2 of the greatest surfers of all time, Strider. Jumps her up into the lead. Carissa Moore drops a 6.50 for her second score, keeps her in second, and now Tia is chasing an 8.56 to get that advancing position as we see her there on her forehand. Great snap to start things off, Strider.
Yeah, I feel like Tia is just trying to find her rhythm out there and find a good place to surf, because the canvas, so to speak, has changed. And, you know, what she was surfing yesterday is so much different from what they're surfing today.
Get a cover up, get a little barrel, pull out clean. But when the conditions are like this, it's kind of just take what you can and make the most of it. As we see Carissa Moore, powerful on her backhand, nice snap under the lip, connects through for the second one, really critical on that inside section. And she'll be looking to better that 3.83, Strider.
Yeah, you know, just going to those vertical sections, the judges really love it when you're attacking that critical part of the wave. One thing, but you can see her here, she's looking for the lip line and trying to find something where she can actually get up into that really steep, hollow, powerful part of the waves where she can come away with some points. And it's and today, you can see the wind blowing up the face, so I think it's offering a pretty good kind of section on the backhand there on those lefts. You see that? The way she belted that thing, Paul.
Beautiful transition, the shift of weight, front foot to back.
And we saw this from Steph during the rest of the action. Having a fresh look at it now on her backhand. And gets those 2 turns connected together. She's going to put that pressure on that back foot really to make sure she rides out clean. And we got some scores filtering through as we take another look at this one.
Yeah, I like it, Paul. I feel like she's looking better than she has, you know, when we've seen her just kind of body posture.
Let's see her shirt on the back. Look at that, guys. Ash Barty, her birthday day over there all together. Let's talk about this inspiration that Ash Barty just brought into your career and your life.
The conditions are kind of giving you that youthful resurgence of when you were a grum and had to surf whenever you could. And the waves a lot of times can be like this. So it's pretty fun to see that inspiration coming from these guys.
Well, the stylish Steph Gilmore up and riding on her backhand. She's really loving the look of these lefts today and just putting it straight up there into the lip. She goes down on that final turn. She's really been able to find some connection with those left-handers. Momentum coming through from her as we see T.Blanco getting a start on her forehand. So Tia's just got a couple of 2s on the scoreboard at the moment. She does have a giant requirement of a 9.23 right now.
And that bringing kind of some pride in it with Australia and Hawaii, and they've always battled in the past, so it's a beautiful thing.
T.Blanco up and riding on her backhand. Hits that first section nice and smooth. Hits eject. She's looking to build on those 2-point scores. We can see Carissa taking a strong paddle, putting herself in position, using that second priority, and driving down the line now, looking for that first section. She's going to hit eject, knowing that that wave wasn't going to offer her much to improve on her current score line. Just kind of has a look, trying to decide to go left or right. And she does use priority on that one, though, and she'll go down into that third priority position as we see Steph Gilmore just driving that rail in on the first turn, looking nice and smooth. Now gaining some speed and putting that finishing touch on the in section. Strider, that looked smooth, classic Steph Gilmore serve.
It's really an insane looking turn, because it's like to get back out on the face, you know, and then she didn't give up on it right here, where she actually comes in and she finishes on the inside. A lot of surfers kind of get defeated when they kind of almost catch a rail or miss a section. So right there, she didn't do the maneuver she wanted, but then she gained her composure, came back and belted the inside. Look at how much work they've put in and how many heats they've actually served.
T.Blanco on her backhand, little check under the lip, goes in for that finish, rides out clean. So scores to come through. T.Blanco, her last wave dropped through as a 3.40, which is her best wave to the heat so far.
7 for Steph, 5 for Carissa. And I think the number of titles that the other one has got is probably part of their big motivation to we'll try and get some more.
Yeah, it really is. There is a great podcast that's come out just this week. I know you had to listen to it, Paul, as well, from Jamie Bristick at the Surfers Journal with Steph Gilmore, and just her talking about kind of where she's at in her competitive years now.
She does a load of other things in her life, and just, well, what an incredible athlete and person to look up to. Amazing.
Yeah. Very well rounded, as we see Steph just hammering away on her backhand, putting on that performance for, you know, the fans that are down on the beach. That's one thing that she spoke about as well. And just wanting to show up and to give the fans, even from a young age for Steph, to give, you know, the other crew out in the lineup something to look at. And if the boys were going for a 10-second barrel, she was going to go for a 12-second barrel.
Well, she would love to be part of that, so let's see how that goes.
As we take a look at this one, Strider.
Yeah, it's just, I like the fact that she's switching it up, and you know, you have that ability here to beach break, to go left, go right, whatever looks right, you take it.
Heat number 4, Tatiana Weston-Webb, Gabrielle O'Brien, and Molly Picklum, as T.Blanco is one of the surfers that's staying active. She needs to keep herself busy and try and find those waves with slightly more open face to them, Strider.
How boring would life be if you always knew what it was going to be like the next morning, right?
So boring.
You've got to have the X factor. That's what keeps us coming back.
Down to 2 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Carissa Moore throws the fins out the back, and she just gets eaten by the whitewater.
Here's Tia.
Oh, Tia, nice snap up into the lip to start things off. Big wrap, keeps tight in that top third of the wave, and she's going to connect for the finishing section. 3 turns connected together. She's still chasing that excellent score, but she's done well to begin chipping away and find some rhythm out there.
Unable to get a real significant second maneuver, was she? There was that little downtime through the middle of the wave, and that's going to cost her.
Nice first snap, quick little cutty, and then she's coming to the inside to try and finish things off. Best turn was the first one on that one, though. With a drone angle. Bango. Buckets out the back. I love watching the drone.
Well, scores in a 3.87 for T.Blanco. Ready to restart. She's got some time before she's got to paddle out again. There's 6 heats in this opening round on the women's side of the clock, and T.Blanco will be joining Bronte McCauley and a couple of other women in that elimination round coming up. But a great performance, and great to see the Ultimate Surfer out here competing in her first ever championship tour heat against the 2 greatest of all time in women's surfing, between Carissa Moore and Steph Gilmore. Carissa taking the lead, Steph taking that second.